Oh, hey to the internet. It's your girl, Colleen Gallagher here in the house. When you join, say, oh, hey, and let me know where you're tuning in from. Obviously, if you're brand new, I would love to welcome you anywhere you find me, my face, my brand, Colleen Gallagher International. This is how I run my business. So, welcome to our storefront. Welcome to our doors if this is the first time. And if you are a returning person, you know that I love you. So obviously say hello. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how you're doing on this beautiful day. And if you're watching the replay, obviously say hello as well. So this is Colleen Gallagher International. It's a page, it's a video, it's a movement where I believe in each of us becoming who we're meant to be and sharing that with the world so we can impact the world with love and also earn an income. So this became a passion of mine because I had thyroid cancer at age 14. I still have the scar on my neck. It's like my second smiley face, I say. So I was blessed to be so happy and positive, and I have two of them. And so hold on, I just want to make sure you guys what I'm saying your comments because sometimes it doesn't quite always go. So let me just put this on mute so it doesn't. Okay, and then let me go here. Sometimes it doesn't always like let me see your comments when I'm like right live, but I always want to make sure. Okay. So anyway, today what I wanted to talk about, or I guess before I get into everything, one, we have a phenomenal sale. If you have never done any courses of mine ever in your entire life, if you've never bought anything from me, we have put my mindset audio called Shift into the Limitless State. It was one of the first recorded, what's it called, things that I ever offered that you could buy it whenever. It's usually about $20 to I think $44. It goes in between that range. We have it at $1 until Friday. So if you've been wanting to understand a little bit more about how I teach, a little bit more about what I teach, a little bit more about who I be, how I express myself, how people go through transformation, what I mean by being in a state of limitless where anything is possible and all your dreams and wishes like a little fairy can come true. This is the audio for you. And I also have a beautiful mindset meditation at the end. If you've never meditated, you wanted to learn how to meditate, this is a beautiful way to start it. So make sure to click the links in the comments. It is only going to be $1 until Friday. This is an absolute no-brainer offer. If you've been wanting to get an introduction to me, this is where to start. So with that, I want to get into today's message, which is all about feeling like you're constantly being tugged between two worlds. And I often felt like this when I was in a corporate setting. I felt like I was being tugged into like, I have to produce and be a great saleswoman and be a great employee and be a great team member. And like, I did so much where I felt like I was holding and carrying as much so I could produce and I could be this overachiever and everyone liked me and I knew how to network and I had like the wow factor. But I also had this side of me that liked to go out and party at night. And I like to like, and then not like party. I mean, yes, there's toxic ways of partying, but like I actually really enjoyed just going out to party because I got to meet people and connect with them and have really deep, intimate conversations. And I would meet people literally like, I was the type of person I would go out, I'd find a good place that had wine. I would sit there by myself. I'd find someone, we'd have like this deep, profound, revelating conversation about philosophy or life. And then I would have to wake up to work the next day, like barely get out of bed, like brush my teeth and then like, do the whole thing over. When I didn't really want to do that, it was like I was this producer, this high performer, but this secret like mystic, I don't know, like nightlife, like dancer and talker, like, I don't know. I always felt like there was two worlds I was totally torn between. And I felt like when I started my entrepreneur journey, I went even further because I always felt like I was torn in between like academia, like wanting to be this like rock star scholar and like where people would recognize my writing. And I wanted to be recognized as like a, like Dr. Joe Dispenza. Like that's definitely like, I'd love to be a household name for like education and mysticism and transformation in that way, right? Like how that's going to look, it's who knows. But I always wanted that. I always felt like a calling. Like I always see like doctors and I'm like, oh my God, right? Not like doctors, Western medicine, but like Dr. Alan Watts, Dr. Louise Hayes, all these people who were doctors that really were bringing forth the wisdom of emotion and connection and enlightenment. And I always wanted to go that path, right? But then when I got in the environment, I'd be like, ugh, these people that I have to suffer to be in a room to like, oh, get through this because they just aren't at the calibration and the vibration that I'm at. Like that point, right? I always felt like, oh, but the entrepreneur path. And then like there's like freedom and expression and traveling the world and let's make it happen and take the risk and do this, right? And I always felt like I was torn, right? Even as an entrepreneur and business owner, between like this academic, very intellectually stimulating, and also like risk taking, digital nomad, empowerment like thing. Like I always felt like I always had a switch, almost like left and right brain. I was always in this is operating system of, okay, here I'm in this operating system. Now I have to switch to here. And it was like, and one of my best friend's moms actually said that. She's like, you're like a translator for like 15 different languages. And I was like, I love that. Because in a way I am. It's like I understand digital marketing, new age spirituality, business, traveling the world, academia, law, fashion, beauty. Like I have so many parts to me. I'm so multidimensional. And I felt like I was always being forced to choose something, like to choose. I had to only be this girl that was like successful and in a corporate setting, or this girl at night who was like wild and loved to dance and drink and go have fun. But it wasn't like in a toxic way. It really was like I enjoyed the essence of dancing, and I enjoyed the essence of meeting people, of getting dressed up, of the wine slowly going down your throat, especially when it's like bubbles. Like I just enjoy like bubbles as it goes down, and then like you slowly like, I don't know, you slowly like transition into this person that's like no constructs, no like, is this proper, is this not? You just feel the music and let it go through you, and you're opening to dancing and momentum and connection. And I just loved it because it was like all these people, like the mask was down. And it's, I mean, ironic now that we have masks, but I didn't mean it in that way. But I always felt like I was this girl constantly choosing between two worlds. In some ways I still do feel that way, and I'm sure many of you can relate. Hey, Timothy, it is 420. We have an Imagine call today, my Imagine Leadership and Development community. We have it on 420, which is amazing. So anyway, happy 420. But I even that, like I always felt like I couldn't be like, oh, I can't say 420 and be a business owner. And now I'm like, of course, you can do whatever you want. You can be who you're meant to be. You can share who you're meant to share. You can express who you're meant to express. And, this, like I even felt like in a way like when I was in relationships, right? Like I did a beautiful podcast that went live yesterday. I highly recommend it about monogamy versus open relationships. It's one of the best podcasts I think I've ever done. I've gotten such good feedback. I think I've had 5 or 6 of you message me directly already with your thoughts and sharing, and it was just so powerful. And so I wanted to share with you that even in relationships, I felt like I wanted to be monogamous, but then there was always parts of me that wanted to like go out on dinner dates and still like explore. It didn't mean that I didn't love the person I was with or didn't care, but I remember my very first boyfriend, like this was happening, and I was like, I want to go on a date, but I still love you. It's just like, you're not here. And he was like, yeah, go do it. I'll be here. And I was like, wow. And it was like so like amazing that when I was honest, it's like I didn't have to choose between this world of having a boyfriend and still being able to go on a dinner date. Even though the dinner date, I wasn't going to like take it seriously or do whatever, but it's like just the thrill, the excitement of it. Like something just, I don't know, gets me like going. And when I was able to like communicate that, I started to see that I could create my own world. I could become my own person. I could have it all in a way. And I feel like maybe that's what this video is about, is how creating the mindset that it's no longer choosing between two worlds. It's not forcing yourself to say you have to be academic or entrepreneur, or you have to be corporate and you can't be spiritual, or you have to be whatever and you can't be this. Like, what if you just gave yourself the gift to be it all? What if you just told people, this is exactly who I am. This is how I feel like I want to operate, whether it's in my job, whether it's in whatever. Like even when I worked in corporate, I hated rush hour. So I came in at 7 a.m. and I left at 3 p.m. I think, or something like this. And my boss didn't care if I still got my work done and I got whatever. He was fine with it. like I still never chose to do something I didn't have to do. And so I think what this message is in this live or in this thing that I came on is, I definitely know if you're sitting there in your home right now and you're listening to this and you feel like you're always having to hide a portion of you, you're having to choose, you could only have this or this. I would really challenge you to look within yourself and begin to ask different questions. Begin to ask yourself, what if I believed I could have it all? What if I believed that I had limitless options? What if I believed that I could actually be a mystic, be a fairy tale, like someone who's curating magic upon magic in this world where every thought I think is creating my reality. Every thought that I think is actually allowing me to live in something more magical, more mystic, more luxury, more fulfillment, more in alignment instead of like shaming yourself for whatever thought or desire is coming through. And what if I did that and actually believed that I could just live the most magnificent life? And then when you go there, like when you start tapping into this frequency, right? Like tapping, let me tap into that. What if I could be married and I still could go on a dinner date? What if I could be married and there's other ways that I could satisfy desires within my relationship and be open and transparent? What if there was a way to create more freedom and safety in my business? What if there was a way that I could have predictable income every month coming in without me even touching my business? Right? I begin to think in this way, transition in this way. And if you do, I just know you'll create a life beyond your wildest dreams. So anyway, that's my message for today. I wanted to also let you know we have my 6-week How to Create Your Fairy Tale Life program. That cohort starts today, April 20th, 420, which is all about if you like this conversation, if you are reflecting, you're like, wow, I really desire to have a mentor. I really desire to have guidance. I really desire to have support so that I can actually live the life that I know that I want to live. Then I highly recommend this program. It's 6 weeks intensive with me, 18 recorded videos. We have 3 Q&As and then 2 one-on-one calls with me. Or I messed that up. 2 Q&As, 3 one-on-one calls with me. And these are profound, they're deep, they're meaningful. They're going to get you to where you want to go. It's about branding yourself, creating offers. It's just about letting yourself finally be free and letting yourself no longer force yourself to choose like this or that, but allowing yourself to bloom or expand through or open up that you can really have everything you want. I know this is kind of more of a, what's it called, ungrounded one versus my one yesterday was like marketing, sales, this is how you do it, and selling from soul, or like, selling from your heart, like, whatever it is. This one's a little bit more esoteric because the things I'm talking about are your mind, and your mind, right, isn't always logical. It's not like this pen writes, right? Our mind is like the fantasy, like the fairy tale, the this. And so I really feel like my genius is grasping that and grounding it into here. And I know that this program can do this for you. So anyway, click the link. And if you're not ready for that, but you definitely want to learn about what I do, about my teachings, about the behind the scenes, grab my mindset audio. It's going to change your life. I've never had a bad person say anything negative. So it's on sale till Friday and then goes back up to $22. I love you. Share this, comment, and have the most beautiful moment in time when watching this.